Hi guys. So for this demonstration we're going to work on making a digital mock-up. So one of the best ways and coolest ways to represent your work online is to apply it to a mock-up template. You see this all over the place now where you do a logo design, but it's almost better to show that logo being used in a real situation. So for my class, I'm going to give you guys some templates that you can use to build these mock-ups for your portfolio. There are lots of different ones you can find online. It's one of the cool things about the internet is you can find these really great templates for things. But in this case, we're going to apply some artwork to a t-shirt template, and then I also have an album cover that we're going to try out as well. So for this one, let's switch to the t-shirt mock-up template. There are a couple things to look at in this template. If you get a good one, they're going to give you some instructions on how to use the resources that are already existing inside the Photoshop file. And what's really awesome is they've already taken care of the masking and the layer effects and the other things needed to make your artwork look realistic when placed on this object. Now, another thing to be prepared for is you're using smart objects. Most of the better templates have smart objects already built in to the file that you can use. Now, not everybody uses smart objects and understands really what they do, but essentially it's like a linked file inside Photoshop that allows you to modify something without disturbing all of the other layers. It also kind of consolidates things into smaller pieces, so you can kind of fix one thing and then it updates everything else. So in this case, there are some instructions on this particular template where there is a artwork area, and so if I double click that smart object, it expands into this little PSB file. Now the PSB file is that inside the smart object. You know, we've entered that smart object. It's linked and attached to the original Photoshop file, so any modification I make here, when I close and save that .psb file, it's going to update inside the Photoshop file. So for example, I want to place my t-shirt artwork in here. So I'm going to go to my file menu and I'm going to place that that portrait artwork that I've got, and let me quickly grab it. Sorry, I didn't have this handy right off. Okay, so I'm going to pick that art file and drop it in, and it itself becomes a smart object inside the smart object. You know, try that one out. Now, what's good about that is that original art was already prepared with a transparent background, which is exactly what I want. It's a PNG file, transparent background, and when I put it into my t-shirt template, it's going to show up without that pesky white square. So make sure that your artwork, your logo file, or your image file that you're going to place inside your mockup has no background. Okay, so now that that update to this little rectangle.psb file is done, I can save it. So I'm going to go to the file menu, click save, give it a second to catch up. Then I can close that tab, and now that artwork is part of and inside of that t-shirt template that was already built. Now look, it came through really large, which is kind of cool looking actually. I wish I could print it that way. So if I need to edit that, I don't want to scale this. This template is already the right size. I need to go inside the smart object again to modify and resize. So I'm going to go to my edit menu, transform, scale, and of course this is the new Photoshop, so you don't press shift. You know, after 20 years of holding shift and scaling, why would you suddenly change that, Photoshop? Drive me crazy. Alright, there we go. Scale it down. That's probably a little better. Then I'm going to hit return to commit to that scale. Now, side note, that's another reason that you want to place and use smart objects inside of Photoshop, because you can scale up and down artwork and it doesn't lose its resolution. It's a really handy feature about smart objects. Okay, so I've modified that. I need to save that PSB file again. Okay, done saving. I can close it. And now I go back to my t-shirt template and it's updated. Pretty cool. Now, all these other additional pieces inside this t-shirt template are what give it the effect. It gives it that shirt texture that's made out of an overlay that's already built into the file. This file itself has additional screen and overlay features on it, so it's all set up. You only have to change one thing, and then it's ready for your portfolio. Now, what I would do is do a little quick export as a PNG, and then I've got a portfolio image ready to go. The only other thing I might do to this template that I've borrowed is I might put my logo here somewhere so that if someone sees this on my portfolio, they see, oh, this came from, Patrick Scullin, Jedi Master, awesome dude. Okay, so that's a t-shirt mockup. Now let's look at something like this. This one's really fun. It's already set up with a shadow and a background. Looks really cool. Same thing. It has these smart objects already labeled for us, telling us where to put our graphics. So I'm going to use that same artwork. I didn't make an album cover, but I'm going to make that same artwork apply for this. So I double click the smart object and I notice that they have a vector shape here and they're calling it a mask. Watch what happens. I'm going to go to the file menu. I'm going to place embedded and I'm going to go find that artwork again. Click place. And here it comes in, scaled to fit that space. And I'm going to scale it down just a little bit. Actually, no, I'm going to leave it a little bit bigger, and here's why. Notice this thing is meant to be mounted inside that circle. Here's a little handy trick that maybe you do or don't know. I'm going to position my cursor right between the Jenny art layer and the mask layer, and I'm going to hold the option key. And it changes my cursor so it now has a little down arrow. This is a quick mask and it's really cool. All I do is I click that line and it adds a little down arrow to my artwork and it wraps it inside the lower shape on the lower layer. Really awesome. Okay, so I'm going to click save. And now I'm going to close that little PSB file. And look, it threw that into the template and now it's on that little disc, that little album cover. Looks rad. Alright, another one. I got to do something for the cover. Same thing. Here we go. I'm going to place a new piece of art. Place embedded. Go to, I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to use art 2. That one's good. I'll use something different this time. So check it out. Fits inside the square. I could mask it if I wanted to, but I kind of dig how it breaks the border of that black background. So I'm going to leave that. So I'm going to click save. Here we go. Then I'm going to close it. And now I'm inside my Photoshop file again. It updated the smart object, and now I have this cool album artwork for my portfolio. So that's another suggestion I have for you guys, is maybe you have artwork like this that doesn't fit a particular category in your portfolio. Well, find a mock-up that it might work for, an album, an advertisement, a product. If you just Google Photoshop mockups, Photoshop portfolio mockups, you'll find lots of examples of these. Of course, be wary. There are ones that want you to pay and or spam and other things. So be wise as you download these things. But again, for my students, I'm going to provide a few templates that you can use. But happy hunting. This is a fun thing, and it really dresses up your digital portfolio. All right. Thanks for listening, you guys. See you next time.